I woke up in the morning and I said Psalms 118:24, today is the day the Lord has made, I'll rejoice and I'll be glad in it. So good. And then allowed the devil to insert its way into my thought life. I noticed my state immediately switching over to frustrated. I felt discouraged, I felt sad, I felt worried. That was both the past and the future. Obsessed with either. What's crazy is when I'm not trusting in those moments and I'm entertaining those intrusive thoughts and growing more energy into them, I'm closing myself off from source. What if I told you that in just 7 minutes, I could help you save your relationship, reconnect with yourself, and love at a level you did not know existed? I let my partner know. And when I did, she was a very safe place for me. And she said, okay. And my partner's sensory acuity was allowed to pick up on that something was off. When they asked, I realized that it wasn't the time and place to have that conversation. So I was honest, saying I had some intrusive thoughts. And I'm sure we can dive into it later.
Because you'll have bad times, but that'll always wake you up to the good stuff you weren't paying attention to.
And I'm thankful for you, right? And then so we moved through it. And then in the position where I did have the chance, I pre-framed it. This is huge for all of us, to pre-frame the moments of the person that we want to have that conversation, that intervention with. And I said, can you be strong for me? I'd like to go through those intrusive thoughts real quick. And here's the thing. There's going to be some times where the intrusive thoughts are not necessary to bring up, especially if they're happening over and over and over again. That's something internal that you got to work on yourself, with you and God. Yet, in this time, I felt that it was valid. And what was cool is that I pre-framed her to be strong. And so what was she? Strong. And she chose into that. She was encouraged. She did nothing but listen well and help me process through the intrusive thoughts. And that's what was great.
But you can't tell me what it feels like to wake up next to a woman and feel truly happy.
We both had a win-win. And we were able to see what the truth was. Because sometimes we forget the truth, right? The anxiety is wasted energy on an undesirable outcome. That's a future undesirable outcome to us. It doesn't have to be that way. And that sometimes that partner can help us to see that and remind us of the truth. Because when I got stinking thinking, I need to check up from the neck up. That's the opportunity for all of us. And what's crazy is when we do choose to just shove it down, that's what the ego wants to do, is shove it down and put it down, take that anger and then push, and that becomes bitterness. It becomes all these other things, and it's built up, and then it eradicates another situation that didn't have to be as explosive as it was because you continued to push it down and you never released it. So that's why I love mental emotional release and everything else, but we'll get to that later. So as we grow in that, we can understand that the two things that change the quality of my life, that completely influence it, is number one, meaning. The meaning that I create. What does that mean? What are these intrusive thoughts? What do they mean?
And then we get to choose who we let into our weird little worlds.
Right? And how far am I going to go with them? Because where focus goes, energy grows. So as I think through it, the meaning then changes the emotional home that I live in. And you can understand why you're frustrated and ticked off, mad, sad, all these things, because your meaning is influencing it completely. So that's what our opportunity is there, fam, is to, think it through. Go to yourself first. Where's it at? What is it? Identify. Accept it, that it is there, versus judging it and pushing it down. Assess it. Where is it at? What is it necessarily? What's it maybe coming from? And then advance it. And the way we advance it is, number one, go to God. Pray through it. Ask for the strength, for the sensitivity, right? God can take it. God's ready for it. Then we go to our partner about it if we feel that it's not released enough and we need a little more encouragement or brought through to the next level.
Unless you want to talk about you, who you are, then I'm fascinated. I'm in.
That's really where we can change the game, fam. Because the emotional home, for me, was immediately grown, especially when I got to share these intrusive thoughts with my partner. And we were able to seek the truth, seek understanding, and help each other remember the truth and then live it out. So I went from point A, where I was frustrated, discouraged, sad, worried, angry, fearful, to point B, where I was encouraged. I was abundant, I was trusting. I felt beautiful, right? Point A, I didn't. I felt ugly, I felt insignificant, I felt not enough, I felt unchosen. Versus point B, beautiful, abundant, chosen, worthy, unfinished masterpiece. And then my feelings and my thoughts are beautiful, great flow from there, and I'm open as opposed to closed. It's all about changing your glasses, reframing the way that you look at things.
It's not your fault. I know. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's not your fault.
Family, if you want to change your relationships, these are the things that we get to pay attention to. Otherwise, you'll be paying much more later on in life. And I'm talking breakups, I'm talking divorce, I'm talking businesses going down, breaking up, being dissolved. It doesn't have to be that way. The struggle of going from closed to open, the shift in reframing and shifting the meaning that we attach to an experience. And I'm not just talking about a romantic relationship with another person, I'm talking about your relationship with that person as well as your relationship with you and God. Remind yourself that you are worthy of love and respect, and understanding what you will and will not allow in your inner circle, and what you will and will not tolerate, and what you will do to encourage others. Because your state, your thinking, your ability to embrace this also affects other people. Blame and resentment doesn't have to be what it is. It could be curiosity, empathy, and understanding.
You're not perfect, sport. And let me save you the suspense. This girl you met, she isn't perfect either. But the question is whether or not you're perfect for each other. That's the whole deal. That's what intimacy is all about.
How does this open love at a new level? When you start reframing, your heart opens up. You're no longer fighting to be heard or understood in a defensive way. Instead, you're creating space to listen, because you listen to learn and you learn to listen. You know, just as James 1:19 tells us, to be quick to listen, slow to speak, slow to anger, and quick to love. That helps us to grow and glow and love at a deeper level. This process of going from closed to open becomes a natural process, and it allows us to tap in both conscious, subconscious, and superconscious levels of mind, which we can get into on another call or experience. And that's where the relationships transform, because you've got to be who you want to be. Be encouraged, be loving, being kind, being abundant, being honest, being compassionate. So when you be those things, then you start doing the things that are inconsistent with that state. And as I start doing, being the creation energy, molding us into the doing of transformation energy, to then completion energy, which is the have. That type of life is free of conditions, a love that doesn't fear judgment or imperfection. So if you're stuck in a relationship, ask yourself, what meaning have I attached to the situation? What am I choosing to focus on and grow? Because I know that where focus goes, energy grows. Am I able to shift it? Am I reframing my beliefs, my repetitive thoughts that go into the belief of either faith or the faith of doubt, the belief of myself, of my worth, of the love that exists, and how I am worthy? I want you to give yourself permission to be open. Let yourself feel deeply and heal, to love freely. And that fam right there, that shift can honestly save your relationship, and therefore ultimately transform the way that you live and love life. It only takes a moment to shift the narrative, change that narrative in your relationship. Reframe, open up, and love in a way that you may have never experienced before. Start by choosing the one thing that you can shift today. You guys can do this. And I'm very encouraged to help you understand these things, because I'm still growing and glowing in that as well. I'm learning constantly. It is healing, ing, not healed. So if any of you are experiencing these things, and maybe something's constantly coming up, that's called baggage. So I want to put this out there right now, that I do mental emotional release, hypnotherapy, and lots of strategies and interventions that can take you to the next level and allow you to grow and glow. Because when the emotions are there, emotions are great. Anger can be good. Sadness can be good. Fear can be good. It's just when there's all that baggage wrapped around it, it strangles us and it keeps us like this versus like this. I want to be an instrument for God and a reflection of that love in all situations. And I know you do too. So let's get going. Love you guys. Claire.